welcome to the BoshNRoll channel. If you want to support my daily Eternal Magic offerings while getting amazing perks like the BoshNRoll Discord community, have me play your deck on the channel, or listen sideboard guides before tournaments, check out the Patreon or YouTube membership program. This channel is possible because of these amazing sponsors. Check them out, all their links are in the video description. As always, thanks for being here. Let's go play some Magic.
Welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Legacy at the request of Patreon subscriber Lauren, and this is lands. Lauren has been the resident lands expert in the BoshNRoll Patreon Discord community for years now, and once in a while she reaches out and says, it's time to put it back. And here we are. This list recently won a Magic Online challenge in the hands of Magic Online user and known lands expert Sprouts. Lands is traditionally a control deck that has combo lines. What you want to get going here is exploration with Life from the Loam. You can play an additional land each turn. Life from the Loam, you can pick 3 lands up from your graveyard, and then it has Dredge 3. And then if you're like wastelanding someone twice a turn, or wastelanding them once a turn and developing an Urza Saga, it becomes pretty easy to outgrind people on the slow. But the deck also has 4 copies of Dark Depths in it, 4 copies of Thespian Stage. This makes a 2020 Merit Lage, and this can happen very quickly. Turn 1, Exploration, Land, Exploration, Thespian Stage. Turn 2, Land. There you go, that's a 2020. Yavimaya makes it happen even faster because Dark Depths taps for green. If the land you start on is Yavimaya, you can make Merit Lage on turn 2 and be holding up Crop Rotation to protect it with your 4th land. This is also one of the best Urza Saga decks that there is. The interaction between Thespian Stage and Urza Saga when Saga first came out actually redefined how lands wins. It completely changed how the deck functions, gave it a whole mid-range plan where it can crank out constructs forever. Very soon at the time of this recording, and I think definitely by the time you see it, the rules will have changed that Blood Moon no longer kills Urza Saga. That's happening with the Final Fantasy release and rules update. I'm recording this in early June. So the way that is going to work moving forward is if Urza Saga stops being Urza Saga, or if its land type changes, it doesn't die immediately as a state-based action for being a saga with more lore counters than chapters on it. That means if Urza Saga has reached chapter 1, then a Blood Moon comes down, then it's a mountain that also taps for colorless. If chapter 2 has resolved, it's a mountain that taps for colorless and can make constructs, and it doesn't die the next turn, and it can't get wastelanded. That situation has always been possible with Thespian Stage. If you copy Urza Saga, and then let it tick up to chapter 1, it gains the ability to tap for colorless, which it will maintain no matter what the stage becomes after that. And same with the construct tokens. The old trick was copy Urza Saga, let it tick up to 2, then copy Basic Forest. Then you have a Basic Forest that makes constructs forever that is really difficult to interact with. We're going to see more of that sort of thing moving forward in Legacy, but as of now, this is the deck that does this. The cool recent additions, Malevolent Rumble, just makes a ton of sense for lands. Basically, the whole deck is permanents, and you love having stuff in your graveyard. The only cards in the deck that aren't permanents are Crop Rotation, Life from the Loam, the Rumbles, and the Once Upon a Times, and the Loams you actually want in the graveyard. Once Upon a Time, this is not a new card, but it's not in every build of lands, just digging a little deeper, going a little harder. And I'm really into this one Otawara. We have Mox Diamond that can make blue mana. Beginning and end of list. I guess you could Thespian Stage an opponent's island to get blue, but this one Otawara, this is a really cool piece of technology that you have Expedition Map to find it, you can recur it with Loam. If you have a Mox Diamond or a copied island and access to an Otawara every turn with Life from the Loam, that does buy you a lot of outs to a lot of situations that the deck might not otherwise have. Cool stuff, a lot of cool innovation happening from Sprouts in the lands community. I'm going to get into this. Let's do it. This is lands. I am on the draw in round 1. Crop Rotation does solve a lot of problems. However, the Bajuka Bog that would solve the most pressing problem in the format is in my hand, which means I can't rotate for it. I do have a pretty fast Merit Lage here. Mox Diamond, Urza Saga, Mox Diamond for acceleration, Urza Saga as a fair plan, Merit Lage as an unfair plan. I am going to keep this hand. Though I do wish this Bojuka Bog was any other card in my deck. But if it soups all spells, it doesn't matter because I'm on the draw. Do we have an Echoing Deeps in this build? We do not. Okay, so this Bojuka Bog, once I use it, it is gone. That's fine. Tundra. Good news, everybody. Lands love seeing Tundras. Oh, baby. It just got better. Okay, I'm going to lead on Mox Diamond. If they want to Spell Pierce this, I welcome it. And I will play Exploration now. This one's probably worth countering. Okay, they agreed. Force Pitching Ponder. They got 3 cards left in their hand. I can play Urza's Saga next turn, and then... or just start working on Merit Lage. I don't think I want to just go straight into Merit Lage versus deck with Swords to Plowshares mana. Tameo. There is a Caracas in my sideboard, but not in my main deck. If I had just played Exploration off of Mox Diamond, like I didn't end up using that mana, I could have Saga on Chapter 2 already. I think I've already blundered. Sorry, Lands players. You know I'm a donkey. I was just already living in a world where Exploration resolved and it didn't matter, but Exploration hadn't resolved yet, and it did matter. I technically played around Days, but Tundra decks don't normally play Days. That's not really a thing I need to worry about. We got a fetch. Stoneforge Mystic. Okay, that's a gamer. There is Mazavith in my deck. Crop Rotation could get it if I need that. I think what I want to do, though, is Wasteland them. Batterskull. So they either already have Cauldron in their hand or their list is weird and doesn't include it. I do not give a shit about Batterskull. Okay, so Wasteland them. Hope they don't have a third land. Or wait, that was... they were on the play, so they don't have a third land. They want Tundra Pass, then they want Tameo Pass, then they want Stoneforge. Okay, so they actually are missing a land. I like the Wasteland here. Let's get them. That does give up on the ability to crop rotate away my Urza Saga in response to Chapter 3. You get to tutor, and you get to rotate away a land that was disappearing anyway. But if they can't put in the Batterskull they just tutored for, or the Cauldron that might be in their hand, that's a good deal for me. Making constructs, let's do it. Fair and square. If they spend any Swords to Plowshares on any of these constructs, that's a plow that they don't have for the Merit Lage that I know is in my hand. Okay, there's a plow. We did it. I think I want Lava Spur Boots here. Another Mox Diamond. Can I present? No, I'm missing Exploration. Just I can ramp mana pretty well, but I can't ramp land drops. I'm just going to get Lava Spur Boots. That's also really good with Merit Lage. Okay, Thespian Stage. Equip. Look at me with my equipments that work, sucker. I am presenting lethal. They just don't know it right now. I can make Merit Lage, sack it with Mana Still Open, equip Lava Spur Boots. Ooh, they found the land. Troublesome. Do they attack with Tameo, seeing the Thespian Stage plus Haste Enabler? They do. Okay. Bold. I think I just go for it, right? Oh, now I definitely go for it. I'll have Crop Rotation back up. Mox Diamond, discard Dark Depths. Opponent should be terrified, because that is one of the best cards I could have. Green, green. This becomes a Dark Depths. Keep the one with no counters on it. It makes a monster. So now they need Swords to Plowshares and a counterspell in their hand. Nice. All right. Slow and steady, making land drops. Really good against blue decks. Much to my general chagrin, but today I'm the bad guy. Do I even make changes here? We know Caracas is in the deck. We saw Stoneforge Mystic. Or we know Tameo's in the deck for Caracas. Stoneforge Mystic could give me some targets for Force of Vigor. They showed me 3 colors. They just showed me Bant. Right at the very end there, they played a Savannah before they died. What does that mean? Is Bant Stoneblade? I don't think I need Grafdigger's Cage versus them. And Elvish Reclaimer is just like another value object. It also insulates me versus counterspells, because countering Crop Rotation is rough, because you have to sack the land as a cost, even if the Crop Rotation gets countered. So Elvish Reclaimer does insulate versus counters a little bit. Yeah, this is mostly exactly what we're looking for in life, though. This matchup. I've got 2 Flutes and a Needle already for any Planeswalkers they might play. The Stoneforge Mystic if they play it. Is Tabernacle a place I want to be? They did show me a lot of non-basic lands. Yeah, I'm just going to make that one change until they show me more of their deck. This hand is very similar to the one from Game 1, except it doesn't have the Dark Depths directly. I can still Crop Rotate for it. I think I will keep. Opponent went to 5. Basic Forest. Oh, there it is. Okay, Mox Diamond. Do I play out the Mox Diamond? I could just play Urza Saga, but I guess Mox Diamond represents crop rotation if they do suddenly become a Wasteland deck. Okay, Mox Diamond. I'll discard my Forest. Then play Urza Saga. Caracas. That card's pretty good against Merit Lage. But I have Wasteland, Pithing Needle, Disruptor Flute, Ghost Quarter, and a Saga Beatdown plan. All to ignore that thing. I'm going to go Thespian Stage here. And I believe it is my intention to copy this Urza Saga in their end step. I would be surprised if this deck has a Harbinger of the Seas or a Back to Basics, given the high count of non-basics we've seen. I bet this is the Nadu Plagon deck, actually. Now we've seen enough to make an educated guess at that. That's a Stoneforge deck. It's a Tamiyo deck. It would have this mana base. Yeah, Cavernon Wizard showing up right as I finish this thought. Not a wizard. Should I counter it? JK, we don't do that shit here. Shuko. All right, Nadu confirmed. It's in there somewhere. All right, I'm going to copy Urza Saga, take the slow grind plan here, and I'm going to get Pithing Needle and name Shuko. Pithing Needle naming Shuko has landed. I could have crop rotated that. Maybe I'm supposed to be more aggressive with that. That was available. Okay, this doesn't know how to make constructs till next turn, so I do have room to Wasteland here. I could take out Caracas, which is both good against my deck, and yeah, I'm going to take out Caracas. Yeah, I definitely should have crop rotated there. That was, there's a lot to manage here, and as a not very regular lands player, I know these things intellectually. I said them during the deck tech, but then keeping track of it, that's all right. We're squeezing them. So they only have blue mana for wizards here. But Nadu and Plagon are both those things. Okay, so they tapped 3 mana, then untapped it, went to combat first instead. There's Plagon. This is good for a draw 2. Plagon Lord of the Beach. I did play this deck a while back on the channel if you want to see it. It's very sweet. A Mox Diamond, I like it. Alright, does Yavimaya help them? It gives them 3 triple green. Does their deck do anything with triple green? Their mana is pretty awkward and shitty right now. Yeah, I think I have to play the Yavimaya, though. Mox Diamond, discarding Adepts. I could have just tried to make Merit Lage here, but as I've made clear, I'm not going to just send that when I have another plan versus white decks. Well, I can make a 4/4 construct on their turn, then untap, and in response to the Chapter 3 trigger, copy their basic forest. And then I have a tutor and a infinity construct machine. Plagon is also a way to target creatures for Nadu. It's much slower than Shuko, of course, but for any blue or white mana, you can get a target. Yeah, here we go. Game on. There's no attacks here. End step, make a construct. 4/4 on arrival. Main phase, trigger, in response, copy basic forest. They're fetching in response. Okay, yeah, they're just playing around Pithing Needle. That's fine. I'm out of those. Good thought, though. Lava Spur boots. I don't need a third Mox Diamond. Expedition map. I'll take the boots. And I guess I will reveal the Dark Depths at this point. Attacking for 5. Kills their shit. Do I need to make it 6? I think I'd rather have Once Upon a Time available to cast. Smash. If they want to trade Nadu or Plagon for this, that's fine. Like, they could double block and then activate Plagon's hit with your butt ability. Here we go, the slow Nadu point. Surgical Extraction. That card is not irrelevant, but I am not currently loaming. I have an Infinity Saga in play already. I don't care if they take that. This Dark Depths is going to have to do the job, though, because there is one hanging out in the graveyard, and I will not be able to recur them. They can have 2 Nadu triggers here on board. Here goes 1. Hit a Stoneforge Mystic. Their mana here actually doesn't activate Plagon again and cast Stoneforge because it's not a wizard. Ooh, we're brainstorming, trying to solve the world's problems with that 1 mana instead. They did hit the fetch land. Don't know if this Stoneforge or Surgical is still in the hand. We both have powerful but slow engines going. This is kind of sweet. And I am threatening a hasty 2020 or 2120 if they ever put the shields too far down. Tamiyo. Yet another Wizard. Another flying blocker, too. That's the real important one. All right, in for 7 here, because Plagon gave itself butt power. Once Upon a Time. I guess I'll grab this Wasteland, and that gives them the option to Surgical the Wasteland that's in my graveyard, if they still have the Surgical in their hand. Unfortunate that was my only play, and it did have to be revealed. But is it worth it? Do you even care about this Wasteland? Yeah, I'm going to jam that into play the second I have priority. Not messing around with that. Okay, I can attack for quite a bit this turn. They can attack for 7, 10, 11, 12 on the backswing. That's a lot. But I do have Maze of Ith in my deck somewhere. All right, I'm making a construct and equipping. We're going to work. Boots on the new one. I do have Sagiri's Step in my deck as well to rotate into if they have Swords to Plowshares here. Or their attack last turn was for 6, not for 7, because they didn't butt Power Nadu. They could have, but they didn't. This is 13 damage. If they don't block at least one of these, then that fetch land in play isn't going to be good for anything except green. Okay, there's a fetch. That means this is now an attack that must be blocked. Grabbed a Tundra. Swords to Plowshares. Would you like to pay the ward? All right, I'm going to rotate away Wasteland into Sagiri's Step. Right, giving this Pearl White means they have to block with Tameo. Protection from White. Or they could block Stoneforge on the smaller creature. Yeah, I did not board in my Caracas. So I didn't identify the deck correctly fast enough, so I don't have Caracas in. They're under a buttload of pressure, though. But so am I. We're just slugging it out, and I have to hope the cards in their hand are kind of bad. Ooh, Assimilation Aegis. Yeah, that deletes one of my constructs permanently. Don't think there's anything I can do about that. Boseiju would deal with it, but crop rotating for Boseiju is not how that works. Okay. You can assimilate one of my creatures. All right, construct gone. They still have to leave black 2 blockers here. Okay, sweet. Yeah, no attacks. Love to see it. Play the Saga before they get any thoughts about exiling the one in my graveyard. Construct. Chugga chugga. This is what we're doing. The rest of the game, this is what I'm doing. Boots. Both of these are lethal. Must be blocked or removed. Got some blue mana in the pool. All right, we're targeting stuff with Plagon. Flipped Meticulous Archive. They're getting something going here. That's the only activation they get this turn. And they surveilled away a redundant Nadu. Good call. You probably don't need that. All right, chump chump. Losing material. Love that. And now next turn I will have 3 lethal attackers, or I can Otawara a blocker. If I draw a land, I can do both. I don't have any legends to reduce Otawara, and I have 3 extra mana kicking around. I could make 2 constructs, but I can only give one of them haste. We got the GGs in the chat. Turns out, an untouchable Urza's Saga is pretty good. Can't wait for the metagame to have more of that going on. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play for round 2. This hand has a turn 4 Merit Lage, and I can Once Upon a Time. I don't think we keep hands on the strength of that. I'm going to mulligan this. Generally, Mox Diamond or an Exploration, something to get going is what I want. Okay, this does, in fact, get going. I can bottom Lava Spur Boots, cast Once Upon a Time, then decide where I'm going with that. I have Mox Diamond Disruptor Flute as a combo. Opponent has kept 7. I'm going to take a look here. Got to do this first. We love an Urza Saga in this house. Loam to the bottom. Just a full successful match in, and haven't had a look at Light from the Loam yet. It's fine with me. Okay, I am going to represent the Disruptor Flute because there are decks where ramming this out is important. Proactively naming Wasteland could be something I do, but I have Wasteland in my own hand. What's the game plan there? Guide of Souls. Okay, Disruptor Flute. I would like to play this. What do I name? Do I name a Johnny? I'm just trying to think about what they're going to do on turn 2. Also, what is the name? That Nicodle Pariah. That's the correct Ajani. All right. Ajani Nicodle Pariah. Hope that's the correct thing. Oh, cool. Pithing Needle. We're gaming. I'll play this Wasteland and hope that my Saga monsters outmuscle whatever they're doing. And I hope their hand has 3 Ajanis in it. Bloodstained Mire. There's no attack here unless they're ready to Swords to Plowshares. Heck yeah. Construct. Keep the party rolling. Let's go. Unfortunately, I drew my Pithing Needle because it doesn't look like they're going to fetch. Yeah, just no blink. No blink, no fetch. I could play Pithing Needle if I get Mox Diamond here. Lava's Reboots is just so much and obviously better in every possible way. Okay, I will bash you for 11 damage on my 3rd turn of the game. Let's go. They're going to need something serious like a Meltdown or some sort of combo kill. Felia. Okay, I mean, Felia is not irrelevant. That deletes constructs permanently. That one could swing it. I do get to make another construct. Oh no, the Wasteland. Shit. All right. That was the sequence that gets me. Without Wasteland, I'm still fine, but that Wasteland's going to be bad news. Maybe it was greedy of me not to name Wasteland with my Disruptor Flute. Also, just drawing this Pithing Needle is such horseshit. It's no fetch, no problems, never punished. All right, now I'm in a lot of trouble. Most of my permanents are pretty good to flicker. The constructs or the Mox Diamond are all devastating. Another Wasteland. Disappointing. They played around it. This is not an activated ability to hit with Felia. I think I am going to Needle Wasteland now because I need to high roll something. I know that turns off a card that I literally have in play and another one in my hand. But drawing Light from the Loam and getting Saga running again might be a route through this. They're going to win this game at 2 life. Felia attacking. Pay the ward easily. Goblin Bombardment. That is something with an activated ability. I knew that could be in their deck, but it's just not a card I was worried about. All right, well, realistically, can I win this game? I guess I have to keep playing, even though I don't want to. Right, Wasteland pass. Like Light from the Loam. If they don't have more follow-up, Light from the Loam could get me going again. Now they can start blinking my Mox Diamond if they want to start pressuring my hand. Luckily, I have a redundant legend I don't care about in my hand currently. But the next time they blink, it'll be pretty bad for me. They're going for Disruptor Flute. Oh, so you do have a Johnny in your hand. Scoreboard, nerd. I am extremely cooked, but Johnny's back. We did it. Moral victory. And they have to do some bombarding before the thing comes back, because bombardment is something I could name. I'll probably name Nicodle Avenger, though. I've named both half of a Johnny with the same card this game. Does this matter? Yeah, I guess I name Nicodle Avenger. Because they can blink this out again in their next combat step. I was just trying to think, like, should I name the card that is usable at instant speed and try to do something on my turn? But I think the Planeswalker is just the most powerful thing going on. Another trick they have, though, is flickering this, and then it comes back as a Johnny, then they can fling a bunch of stuff at me. I think the game's going to end very quickly, though. So I think I win this game if I name Wasteland with this Disruptor Flute. Or if I don't draw randomly Pithing Needle. Alright, we're dead. Okay, yeah, I mean, Lands is a deck that feels unbeatable when it's doing its thing, but when it's not doing its thing, it's kind of anemic and embarrassing. A Twin Shot Sniper, basically tailor-made to kill Magus of the Moon. Bringing that in, Caracas, we saw a Johnny and Felia. Dismember seems like it's worth the squeeze here. Grafdigger's Cage is a rel. They could get wide enough that Tabernacle's a real problem, even if they have a bunch of basics. Juka Bog, I think I can live without. They might play Flage, depending on how true to the modern inspiration they are. -1 Once Upon a Time feels fine. I could cut one of these flutes. Like, that was... I guess, like, every card they played that game was relevant to be fluted, though. I'm going to shave another Once Upon a Time. Let's do it. Okay, we have an exploration and the first look at Light from the Loam in the history of my life. I will keep this. Yavimaya, exploration. I think I want Dark Depths out there. Plains, Static Prison. Okay. I can Besage you that, or I could just not. Ooh, the Tabby. Rumble charges up Loam. I'll grab Besage you off of this. And that's fun, because now I can play it, and they won't know that there's one in my hand, too. I haven't been a Tabernacle gamer in a while. Like, I bring it in a lot of vintage decks to deal with Dredge, but just having Tabernacle in play in Legacy is not a play I've made in a very long time. Even when I've played decks like this, Tabernacle hasn't been very good for a while. White Orchid Phantom. Fuck me. Alright. Good thing I have Life from Loam in my hand. Oh no, my Dark Depths. My single basic land. The next one of those is going to be pretty bad news. Right, I will go to my turn. Saga. I like that. Urza Saga, and do I want to start loaming? I could Beseiju their Static Prison, but I don't need to just yet. I think I'm going to chill on that. I have this Dismember if I want to kill this White Orchid Phantom. And they need to make energy this turn, or else I get my Exploration back for freezies. Guide of Souls. Okay. I do have to balance my life total versus these chip shots, because Dismember, my deck has Mox Diamonds in it, but otherwise I'm not very good at black mana. Ghost Quarter. And now I'm going to start making constructs, so this Tabernacle looks even worse. How many basics do I think they play? I could GQ them and then loam 3 things back. Yeah, I'm going to hit this Plains. Let's see what happens. They floated a mana, is one thing that happened. Loam back my 3 targets. Okay, sweet. And they would need a creature with flash. Felia qualifies. I think I would rather Dismember Felia and play on than Dismember the Guide of Souls to get Exploration back immediately. Okay, this is going to cost me a construct, but I'm going to deal with Felia before they can untap and get anything happening. Static Priz. The energy lives on. Another Guide of Souls. Okay, I guess I am going to Beseiju the Static Prison finally. They've shown me they can pay the tax. Johnny, this is so many fucking guys. Or so much energy. Okay. I'm probably dead. I think they've broken the dam at this point. They are using one of the Guide of Souls abilities. I'm going to take 5 here. I'm going to Beseiju Static Prison, which makes the Tabernacle in my hand worse, but Tabernacle was not going to win this game. Do I Dredge Loam? Does that even do anything? I don't think so. Pithing Needle, unhelpful. I don't have a Shadow Spear or anything that can let me really tangle. If I make a construct, I can have a 2/2 blocker or 3/3 blocker. They can hit me for 5 in the air and then some amount on the ground. All right, I guess I need the blocker. Mox Diamond, discard Dark Depths. Tabernacle even kills this cat. Like, they get to keep, because that flips a Johnny. They don't have a red permanent, but if they have one ever, or I can name the backside of a Johnny. Pithing Needle on a Johnny, Nakatl Avenger. Nakatl Avenger. And Tabernacle, my YOLO Tabernacle from the top rope. That is not going to be good enough. Remember last game when I had 2 wastelands and no targets? And now they have 4 lands in play, and I have nothing to waste. No waste to use. If they just play a creature, I go to 1. Because all their creatures will have flying. Oh, right, they have to spend mana to keep their creatures, so they would need a land and a 1-drop in their hand to actually have a creature. I am just dead in 2 hits, though. Outside of that. And I don't have the Maze of Ith in my graveyard. And Tabernacle's legendary, I can't copy it. How sick would that be if you could just actually play 4 Tabernacles and or copy them? Non-legendary. Disgusting. Okay, so they did sack the cat, which flips a Johnny, which means they don't have to pay for it because it's not there anymore. I can't even think of a perfect sequence that wins here. Okay, that just beats me. All right, cool. Swarmed out. That game 1, I thought I had something going on, and if I had used my needle effects differently, I think that game was winnable. But they did have 1 card that kills 3 constructs by itself while applying pressure, and Wasteland to kill the next Urza Saga. Like, they had the sequence, and I'm not saying like they got lucky. I'm not raging or anything. I'm just saying that was exactly the right cards to have. On to the next round.
This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks. And groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Mox Field to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there.
I'm on the draw in round 3 versus Ella1, who prefers combo decks and is a like Elves Cradle main recently. And just having Grafdigger's Cage down and dirty versus basically all the decks he likes to play is good. I will keep, though. I have also played against this opponent who's been on like Echo of Eon's Bowmaster decks. I don't know. The range is basically combo, but there is a preference for creatures and shit. This person won the original, the original art with Nadu Elves last year at one of the Magic Cons, and then also top 8'd Eternal Weekend. I guess I don't cast Once Upon a Time. Does it matter? They're not going to take it. All right, go ahead. I think, Thought Seizing yourself. Oh no, Thought Seizing me. That was weird. Magic Online just did something weird and confused me. Yes, Thought Seizing me, taking Crop Rotation. All right. We'll draw for my turn. My first spell of the game, Once Upon a Time. Dark Depths is here, Urza Saga's here, Besaju's here. I don't think it's Maze of Ith or Ghost Quarter. I think that's a pretty safe bet. I'm going to take Saga. That's a plan. Urza Saga, Grafdigger's Cage, Diamond, Loam. All in. Information is fully face up. I hope Grafdigger's Cage slows you down, because I have no other plan. This is the best draw I've had yet. Unfortunately, I'm on the draw versus some combo deck. Cabal Writ, off we go. Ancient Cellar Spawn. Alright, we're doing this shit. That Besaju that I shipped past might have been okay. This is an enchantment creature. Dredge Loam. Hit another Saga. I can't just channel Otawara on this shitter. Yeah, if you had to ritual that out, that seems reasonable, actually. Alright, I am going to... Yeah, my creatures are bigger than this creature. I'm just going to pass, and from 2 cards in hand, it's actually really tough to go off the Cellar Spawn. Like, you need to follow up with Necro Dominance or something. Second Cellar Spawn. Okay. So I take 1 from this cast. Soul Spike costs 3 cards to use. Grief is banned. Just checking my boxes here. Making sure I don't get clowned by some shit. Alright, let the beatdowns begin. I do not want to Dredge Loam. I already have one of those. Wasteland, not useful. Lava Spur Boots applies the pressure the most. Expedition Map could get me a Besaju to start answering these Cellar Spawns. Map could get Tabernacle, which if there are any fireworks, they're going to happen this next turn. Like, if my opponent's hand is Necro Dominance, but not the 3rd land, I could actually lock them out with Tabernacle if I get a turn, which is a big if. Pithing Needle, Necro Dominance is not an activated ability. Necropotence is, though. Diamond lets me loam here into more Sagas. Alright, I'm going to go Diamond. Well, my opponent's dead in a small number of hits anyway. No, I am going to get Diamond. Alright, I'm going to get Diamond. Discarding this Otawara. Life from the Loam, back the 3 things. The reason I went for this is I don't want to be attacked for 6 this turn. Because any chip shot damage done makes the next pitch spell they cast that much more potent. And leaving back the 6/6 blocker, getting the... Like, they have to start blocking next turn anyway. And I don't think there's anything I could do there to stop a combo if I was getting comboed. Alright, another Cellar Spawn. I take 2 from this. We got 3 of these. Do you have a pitch spell? Like, Unmask here 12s me. 13, 14, 15. So by not attacking, I actually survive an Unmask here. And there's not enough cards in hand to Soul Spike. I will Dredge Loam because Besaju still rips. Ooh, there's the Tabby. I think I'm going to attack first. You are required to block both of them. Or, no, just one of them. I'm just like, yeah, both of them. Yeah, that's not how shit works. Not how anything works. Okay, there's a block. And I can get Tabernacle and then channel Otawara after they pay for their Cellar Spawns. Okay, Loam. I don't need more constructs. Here's Tabernacle. And pass to you. I'm going to make them pay their mana, and then I'm going to bounce one of the Cellar Spawns before they have 3 cards in hand to Soul Spike me. Yeah, Soul Spike is 11 damage, 12, 13, 14, with only 1 spawn in play. I don't think they could get there off this number. We did it. Okay. Weird game versus a weird deck. Force of Vigor, 100% in. Necro Dominance and Cellar Spawn are both artifacts or enchantments. They are enchantments. Disruptor Flute. I think we just bring this in and try to name whatever makes sense versus any combo deck. Hitting Needle. I'm not convinced Needle does anything. Graftinger's Cage did not do anything. I'm so excited to have it too. Dismember is another answer to these dopes. Wasteland doesn't seem very good. Ghost Quarter seems worse. I don't want to cut a lot of lands because you still need them for Diamond and those sort of things. I always shave Once Upon a Time really hard when I play Once Upon a Time decks, and that might just be because I don't play a lot of Once Upon a Time decks, but it always seems so trimmable. I like Map, I like Boots. Maze of Ith seems fine, Bog seems fine. My opponent took Crop Rotation on turn 1. They were worried about something. That Tabernacle was actually sweet. Alright, I'm going another Once Upon a Time. These are the cards I have. Let's do it. And Disruptor Flute on Ancient Cellar Spawn seems really good against their deck. Alright, Dismember, I can play on 1. But Seiju is good later. Let's try it. Thoughtseize. Well, I'm going to let that resolve. Probably taking Dismember. Yep. Okay. Once Upon a Time thrives. Lives on. I don't have to play Once Upon a Time yet. If I hit Urza's Saga, would I play it? I boarded out Ghost Quarter. That also doesn't do anything. Alright, I think I'm just going to play Bajuka Bog and pass. That's the worst land in my hand. Let's just get it out of the way. And Once Upon a Time does not read on turn 1. It reads before you cast a spell. I could maybe play this on turn 4 for free. Who knows? Alright, Bogger Bog. Cabal Writ. Am I dead? Necrodom. Yeah, that one's pretty good. I cannot Once Upon a Time for Force of Vigor. That's not how anything works. But I have played this deck, and it without a Cellar Spawn in play, it's a little wonky to decide how deep you're going to go. Bonus at 15 life already. Alright, drew 10 cards. Any Soul Spikes here are just 3 cards, drain 4. It's hard to kill from this spot. And then you don't get a draw step. I don't know. This is interesting. We'll just see how it goes. There's a spike. Exiled Ripples of Undeath. And then just went straight to cleanup, discarding 5 cards straight to exile. Deal. Deal. Discarded Ripples of Undeath, Shadow of Mortality, Barrowglyphs. Okay, there is a creature juke over there. Gotta respect it. I will play this Yavimaya and pass. I'll probably Beseiju the Necro, but I'm not going to do it until after they've skipped a draw step. And if they play a Cellar Spawn here, I might value that more. At Ripples, beginning of your main phase, mill 3. You may pay 1 and 3 life, put one of those cards from among them into your hand. Fine. Do they want to Necro? Alright, I will Beseiju the Necro Dominance, which might be doing them a favor, but that card is scary enough. Ripples is a lot worse. Still haven't cast a spell. Keep counting them. Alright, now I am going to cast a spell. My hand has become garbage enough that I would like to find something to do. Alome going away, Boots going away. Maze of Ith. We've seen the creatures. I will just bank this Maze of Ith, I think. So you don't get got by some nonsense. Wasteland. Mana seems important to them. They're at 9. They can only Ripples 3 times. Sickening Shoal, 2 swamps in the bin. Do you want any of those? I don't feel good about my position, but it really depends on what my opponent's follow-up here is. Okay, they do want something. Took back the Sickening Shoal. That is a card you can pitch for a lot of juice. They know about Maze of Ith, and it does tap for mana, so I might as well put it into play. Expedition Map can do something next turn. Maybe get a Saga, or I could grab another Beseiju and kill their Ripples. I don't know. I don't think I want to kill Ripples. There's a good chance that I just die to a Cellar Spawn if it's in their hand. Like, they've done enough sculpting here that if there was a Sandbag Cellar Spawn, I could just get cooked. Please take Duress back. Live in fear. Live in fear. This Necrodom is not going to go very far, unless they just need to up their black count for things they care about that, like Soul Spike. Yeah, they just declined. Unsurprising. Alright, don't oppo me, bro. I'm never playing around Opposition Agent there, but it also would suck if it happened. Urza's Saga is the thing that does anything here. Beseiju on Ripples. All of their pitch spells are instants, so if they come up with a Cellar Spawn Boseiju, killing it won't be good enough. I'll just get Saga and start trying to win. Thespian Stage, alright. Right on time. Right after I didn't get Dark Depths. But I think Saga and Meryl Age kill on the same time frame here. There's a Cellar Spawn. If they have sandbagged any mana over there. Oh, they got back Shadow Mortality. That's so much scarier. Cabal Writ. Alright, so if there's a Cellar Spawn in hand, I am dead. Alright, cool. Very dead. Insanely cooked. X equals 15 on that thing. Bang. Okay, the slow and steady build. Do I want Ancient Tomb? Like, Ancient Tomb could get Disruptor Flute down a turn earlier, which meaningfully impacts the speed of everything. Yeah, I think I'm going to turn one of the Wastelands into an Ancient Tomb. Because that's actually 5 Ancient Tombs, because I have 4 crop rotations as well. Endurance is just kind of a homie who can jump in and do a few points of damage as a surprise, which would have been good that game, but I don't want to be results-oriented about it. Maybe Tabernacle's actually bad and I tricked myself, but lands are all useful for the reasons I've described. Okay, Elvish Reclaimer is also just a homie who hits. Do I want just bodies to chip shot? If so, what does that look like? Lose that last Once Upon a Time. The one of Once Upon a Time that was in my hand the entire game. But now I have actual hits for it, the Endurance and the Reclaimer. And yeah, I think I'm gonna say goodbye to Tabernacle. It had a chance. Here we go. This hand is decent. I will keep it. I actually wish for once this exploration was a Mox Diamond so I could hold up a Boseiju on turn 1. Like if they ritual out a Necro and you clip it before their end step, that's a huge blowout. I will not be able to do that here. I am showing crop rotation, if that matters. If I get to rest, would I crop rotate? Is there any reason to do that? Dark Ritual, scary. Well, there's the Necro. Okay, nothing to crop rotate for, because I don't have Mox Diamond. Yeah, that just is on the right schedule to kick my ass. Alright, deal. You've got it. Wow, went to 1. Aggressive as fuck, I like it. Right, there's a spike. They drew that many cards, I have to imagine there's a spike or 2 available. Wow, just 1 spike. All those cards deep. They're at 5 life. I do not think I'm going to kill Necrodominance this game. I would love to draw a land, though. That would be actually kind of a big deal. This Bog coming into play tap does not help me do Saga stuff. Discarded a Cellar Spawn. Must have more of those. A bunch of rituals. Bunch of lands. Okay. Some useful land. Expedition map does not qualify. I could rumble and see where we land. Or I could just play up a Boseiju like a boss. I can't. Can I deal 5 damage next turn? Probably. Oh, this sucks. If I crop rotate for Ancient Tomb, that does not solve any of my problems. So if I just don't die, I can give my Construct haste next turn. Yeah, this is tough. Malevolent Rumble does spot me a mana. I just need a green or an untapped land. All my lands are green sources. An untapped land in my top 4 cards. All right, I'll try it. Rumble. Okay, Dark Depths plays. Mox Diamond plays. Reclaimer. Not really what I'm looking for here, though it is kind of dope. None of these show the Boseiju. Oh, right, I have the spawn coming, so the Boseiju is live here. I guess I want Diamond. That one makes Construct bigger, which is really the only thing that matters right now. Okay, Diamond in hand. Discard Bog. Pass the turn. I can kill a Cellar Spawn, but not before my opponent has priority with it in play. But from 5 cards, it would have to be like Ritual Cellar Spawn, pitch a bunch of stuff. Ritual Cellar Spawn, 2 cards remain. Oh no. If it's the Shadow and the Shoal. It is the Shadow and the Shoal. Oh no. All right. Why am I confused here? Hold on. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast it was less than the mana value. Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought this was 15, but it is 17 because you don't pay the black. The full X. All right, they had the perfect spread. GG's. On to the next round. The
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables.
Good. All right, here we go, gang.
In this YouTube series, hosts Cedric Phillips and Patrick Sullivan take us on a set-by-set journey through the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a focused deep dive into the facts about a set's design and release, the Magic lore expressed through the cards in that set, Tournament Edition gameplay videos featuring products and Pro Tour decks of the era, an award show that shouts out the best and weirdest cards of the set, and a final grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables. I'm on the draw in round 4, and this hand does not accelerate yet, but once upon a time, oh no, I'm thinking Malevolent Rumble. This one gets lands, this one gets permanents. This hand just has so many things it can do that I think I'm going to keep it, even though it doesn't have an exploration or a diamond. Seed of the Synod, Tameo, Bauble, and Bobbling Knee. So probably Blue Painter is what we're dealing with here. Exploration on top. Mox Diamond on top. Thespian Stage. Okay, I think I'm just going to play Thespian Stage and pass. Or no, I have to play Yavimaya. These crop rotations are actually in my hand. The Ancient Tomb's in the sideboard, so there's no power ramp into the Disruptor Flute. Maybe last round I was just supposed to mulligan into a turn 1 Disruptor Flute. Or even turn 2 Flute is probably enough if they Necro without a spawn in play and then have to pass even if they drain you for 4 or 8 along the way, and then you locked their 5-card hand by making the Necro, or making the spawn cost more. That might be enough. Yeah, no Caracas in the main. That would have been good in a couple of the rounds I played. I assume Sprouts knows the metagame and obviously knows what cards are available to be included in lands at any given time. Sprouts and Lauren both are better lands constructors than I am. Just noting that in this particular league that we've played, that card would have been good. They milled Aether Spellbomb Swords to Plowshares. Fascinating. All right, I am going to Once Upon a Time, because I do plan on casting a spell this turn. Boseiju or Urza Saga. Do I want to try to meet them in the field of combat with Urza Saga? Do I want to hold Boseiju for the artifacts that are definitely included in their deck? I think I want Saga here. That lets me play Flute this turn. Like, I've presented a threat in Urza Saga and Disruption in Flute. I will name Emery with this if it resolves. Drawing a card in response. Emery, Lurker of Valach. Shut up. Sit down and shut up. Those 1-point Emery beats. Bauble, Seed of the Synod. Kappa Cannoneer would end this pretty quick. Painter Servant, of course, if that is something their deck includes, would get to work pretty quick. Another Saga drawn. Well, I'm not playing that here. I think I'm going to do the crop rotation trick next turn. Or should I wait for the next Saga to run its course? What am I even crop rotating for? It's a Fairy Time Raveler. That's gross. Well, I'm not crop rotating. They did it. This can bounce Saga, but I can make a construct first, or I could copy Saga first. I think that's better. If they have a second Teferi, that becomes dangerous. Let's get that clock ticking. They've drawn a lot of cards this game. Here goes Tameo. Cracked a clue with Teferi. That's the 3rd card. Oh, all right. Well, here's Merit Lage. So they can, like, I could make Merit Lage this turn. They could. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm going to play Dark Depths and threaten Merit Lage. They can buy back Swords of Plowshares with Tameo. But if they do that, then they're not just plussing Tameo to this guy. And if they don't do that, that means they already have Plow. P-hole. Oh no. I hate being in the P-hole. I like that this card is seeing multi-format play because I get to say P-hole on the channel a lot more than I used to. All right, well, there's Aether Spellbomb they can play every turn. That means Merit Lage will never work, and the Sagas will eventually be overrun as well. Talk to Plow in the hand. Bad news, team. Another Tameo. I think they're over the line here. They just need, like, anything that actually deals damage, and they win. Put the boots on Tameo. Get that clue. Mox Opal is still up over there for Spellbomb or Plow. All right, Saga goes up to Chapter 2. This is where it needs to be to do the tricks that it does.
I'm going to play Rumble. This might be a tempting counter target because I don't play that many spells. They did not counter that. Light from Loam goes to the graveyard. I guess I'll take Ghost Quarter. It's the only unique non-legendary effect in this pile. Do I want to get another Saga going? Does that matter? Or is my raw land count ultimately what's going to decide this game? I will play another Saga. Okay, passing the turn here. My plan is to copy their planes with my Thespian Saga this turn. And then I have the Infinity Saga machine, but they have an Infinity Answer Saga machine. Bobble. I can tutor Grafdigger's Cage. That turns off Emery. I might have to do that, actually. Required by law. Tamiyo actually dealing damage thanks to Lava Spur Boots. Nonsense. Nonsense, I say. Drawing a card. If they draw another card, the Tamiyos will Legend Rule. Fetching with Flooded Strand. I think here I want to make one construct, make them at least use one of the things they have, and then I'll copy in response to the sacrifice trigger that lets me get the Grafdigger's Cage, a card that turns off one of their engines. I am not going to Dredge Loam. I feel like drawing cards matters. I'll let this Saga's trigger resolve. Then in response to this one, I'm going to copy target basic planes. How quickly do I need Grafdigger's Cage? Because I can get it next turn while getting Mox Diamond this turn and still making a Saga construct. I have so much garbage in my hand. I think I'm actually going to get Mox Diamond this turn. Take a turn off doing that other stuff. And I'm going to attack Teferi. That's the one I'm most worried about here. Even if I put 1 damage on it so it can't bounce one of my permanents, that's fine. Okay, we did it. And I will pass priority. Drawing with clues in the end step. They can draw cards here without Legend ruling their Tamiyo. So I have to overwhelm either Spellbomb, Swords to Plowshares, plus the other 25 cards they've drawn since they got that loop going. Another P-hole. Taking my Mox here is tough. It mostly did its job, though. It got a second construct into play, which is what I needed. And it flushed out a P-hole that would have been used on Grafdigger's Cage otherwise. Oh no. So many holes. Opponent's just peeing everywhere with their holes. Mishra's Bobble coming back from memory. And I can collapse this House of Cards with a single Beseiju, I think. Like, if I Beseiju this portable hole, get back, Disruptor Flute, turn off whichever Planeswalker I'm worried about. That's something. Cope. It's something. Oh no. I think they found Kappa Cannoneer. They're starting to tap P-holes. That's the only card that does that. Metallic Rebuke does it too, but this is the one that would make sense for them to have here. Alright, now they have a real way to win. I drew Once Upon a Time. I will make a construct. Tutor Grafdigger's Cage. Play another Thespian Stage. And lose. Yeah, Tabernacle's not close to useful. I can't pay the ward on Capo for Thespian Stage. Yeah, they needed to be locked out a lot earlier. They got so many things going so early. Maybe the hand I kept was just too slow. Bouncing a construct. Swords to Plowsharing another construct. I guess any life I can gain here is useful, and this is what I'm using my mana on anyway, so I'll gain the 3 life right now. They played a land that triggers Kappa. That's 7 damage coming through. Oh, they used Emery. Okay, and then after targeting with Emery, deleted their Teferi to clear Grafdigger's Cage. Tamiyo will be another damage on Kappa, because that'll be an artifact entering. Another Emery. I'm currently taking 9. Emery's got the boots now. I'm taking 10. I'm currently taking 9. They have to move the boots back for me to take 10. Tamiyo just bought back Thoughtcast, which will flip the other Tamiyo before combat. That's 1 less damage I'm going to take. Another Thoughtcast. Off you go. Maybe I can deck them. If I draw up a Seiju, I actually can kill Kappa through the ward. Are they trying to 18 ball me right now? That would be pretty impressive if it happens. Didn't re-equip the boots. So that's 2 less damage I'm taking. Can't be blocked though. I can't afford to Dredge Loam. Okay, I'll play another Saga. Grafdigger's Cage. And my plan is to crop rotate for Mazavith. I can just pay the difference. Okay, Force of Will on the Cage. Fair enough. That's handled. You did it. They never activated this Tamiyo. That's nice. We'll take those wins where we can get them. Obviously, they just have trillions of mana and cards in hand at this point. Good chance that my crop rotation will not resolve. But I am going to wait until the last possible second to cast it in case they have a Pithing Needle in their deck. I don't want them to know that's the thing that's coming their way. The fourth P-hole. P-holy moly. Funny enough, if they put Lava Spur Boots on Kappa, giving it Ward 4 and Ward 1, then I can't do anything. I needed to have Ward 4 or less for any of these tricks to work. Lava Spur Boots not involved in combat. Crop rotation, sacrifice this other Urza Saga. Wow, they didn't counter it. Maze of Ith, get in here. Boing. I got the 4. I can pay it. It's not actually untargetable. It's just usually untargetable. We did it. Oh, they found an Urza Saga. It's okay. I've been sitting on endless answers to that. Ghost Vacuum. Damn. Well, see you later, Life from the Loam. Well, I'm not going to loam because now they can take out the targets. Oh, and I don't have a loam. They just did it. Cool. That works too. Another crop rotation. I have to take out their Urza Saga. That's just too free. Unacceptable. And I'll run out this Ghost Quarter as well. I'm sure they can still find 9 damage before they run out of cards in their deck here. But I have at least made a game out of this. And they're still aggressively cracking clues and Mishra's bobbling me. I'm all in. Right, they put the boots here. I have 5. That's not a big deal. I didn't have it last turn. I have it now. Mox Amber. Bobble. What if they only have 1 Kappa in their deck? How sick would that be? Okay, Ward 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Ward 1. Yes. I'm also up 4 minutes, 4.5 minutes on the clock. Finding every out I can. Right, they just bought back Force of Will with Tameo. You think I'm casting spells? That's not what we do here. Urza Saga. I don't know. Is Pithing Needle good enough to force? Oh, I shouldn't have cast that. They snuck an Urza Saga in there on me. Now they can make a construct that's plenty lethal. Shit. I blew it. Alright, I worked so hard. Lost track of the final detail. Because I can't pay Ward 5 if I go score to their Urza Saga. And their Urza Saga is going to make a trillion creature. If they remember to use it and to equip their Lava Spur Boots. Ooh. They didn't do it. They didn't do it, team. Alright, another pay 5. I threw the game away, and opponent didn't take it. Ward 5 has been paid. Ward 4 plus 1. Played another Urza Saga. Look at what Magic Online's doing. This is how many permanents they have more than me. Magic Online's like, yeah, you don't need to see that. We'll just zoom out. They weren't good anyway. You weren't using them. Okay. I think I've finally lost. I'm going to Ghost Quarter their big Urza Saga, which will just make a construct that is lethal. And I only have 1 Maze of Ith, and I never had room to copy it with my Thespian stage. I've been under lethal duress every single turn since I found that stage, or since I found the maze. Tabernacle is irrelevant. I don't have a null rod I can crop rotate into. Is that even a thing? Okay, now they're main phasing. Finally, the Lava Spur Boots is remembered. So I think the play here is to cast Once Upon a Time and then probably just die anyway. I did find Boseiju. That was the card I was looking for. I'm still dead. Boseiju hit this construct and then take 20. Yeah, the 3 20/20s are enough. I could have beat 2 20/20s. They did it. It took way longer than it should have, but they did it. All right, Force of Vigor coming in. Disruptor Flute, I like. Caracas versus both Emery and Tameo. Do I want Elvish Reclaimer? Just as a body that can challenge Planeswalkers. What am I boarding out? I don't think Tabernacle is a tool that's going to be useful here. Grafdigger Cage actually was good. The 3 Boseijus that I did not see a single one of until the final turn of the game, and I was dead anyway. But I am glad I have 3 of them. That is a lot. And the usual cuddle the Once Upon a Time. Is that what I'm doing? We saw Swords to Plowshares, so Sajiri Step is still useful, even though it doesn't stop Aether Small Bomb. Bog could be useful. All the Tutor Bullets are good. Do I need a Pithing Needle if I have 4 Disruptor Flutes? I just want this Elvish Reclaimer in. Obviously, I can't tutor the flutes out of Saga, which is a big deal. Is there a better cut? If there is, I'm not smart enough to find it. I guess the question is that better than Elvish Reclaimer? I am boarding in a Caracas, but I did cut Tabernacle. Yeah, I just like, I guess Ghost Quarter could go. I do have 4 Wastelands and the Loams to beat up the Urza Sagas. Okay, here we go. This hand does not accelerate. It does have Merit Lage relatively quickly. It does have Loam going. Is Flute enough to challenge this deck with? I think I'm going to mulligan. I need to just do more. Elvish Reclaimer, we found him. There he is. All right, I'm going to keep this in bottom Sajiri step. See if Elvish Reclaimer can do anything. The fun of out of the sideboard. Get to work, big fella. Opponent mulled to 5. We take those. I'm not going to play Mox Diamond yet. I'm not doing anything with the mana. And I might have a better land to discard next turn. Bauble, Island, or Flooded Strand, Mox Opal. All right, it's on. The 5 cards contained a lot of artifacts. This could be Emery and Thoughtcast. Tameo. I mean, Thoughtcast flips Tameo immediately. Wow, that was your last card? All right, well, they are all in if I can find my Caracas. Bobbled me in my upkeep. Exploration. I do like that card. All right. Exploration, Malevolent Rumble. Ignoring Mox Diamond for now. Saga, Flute, Map. Map can get Caracas, but then what am I doing? Do I want to just let Tameo run amok for a while? Oh, the Loam is getting dredged here, so... Or getting dumped where I can dredge it, so I do want the Flute. Or no, I want the Map. Map gets Caracas, Loam back to Saga. All right, I'm getting this Map. Okay, that's my plan. And I guess I'll pass. Like, I could play the Map now to play around counter spells, but I might not need to use my spawn. They are drawing Wild off the top of the deck, but they do have 3 looks at it, whatever it is. I think if I can bounce this Tameo before it's a Planeswalker, I'll be in reasonable shape. All right, sack the Clue, which turns off Mox Opal. Oh, they bobbled now. Okay, they just need to draw 1. Shit. All right, this is a Planeswalker now. I guess the plan is make Merit Lage. Do I dredge Loam? Yes. There's 3 Sagas in my graveyard. I could just dump all those out. Map? All right, so I do get to replace the mana I spend on Loam. Like, I cast Loam, I play 2 lands. Okay, Loam targeting 3 things. Land. I don't need to play Stage this turn. That doesn't speed anything up. I do have a 3rd land I can discard to Mox Diamond. Does that get me there? So, play this, play Map, activate Map, play Stage, play Mox Diamond. I'm a mana short of making Merit Lage. And they can grab Swords to Plowshares this turn. I don't think that's the line. All right, Saga, Expedition, Map. Yeah, let's get Mox Diamond in here. Whatever, we ball. I got a Loam. The world belongs to me. And Wasteland you because I can. Okay, they did a lot of very cool things in a short period of time. But I have crushing inevitability if they don't keep doing things here. Tundra's back, but I can Wasteland them every turn. Maybe more than once. Plussing Tameo. We're going for the roof. That kind of explains why. I can bounce one of my Sagas, but I only need 1 to do the thing. Okay. I'm going to map here. Do I get Boseiju? Do I get... Oh, I have to get Thespian Stage. Yeah, that was the whole plan. All right, I'm going to get Thespian Stage. Right. I remember. Stop freaking out. Stop yelling at your monitors. Figured it out. Shut up. Stop being mean to me. I think the best draw in my deck right now is Lava Spur Boots. Just start taking out these Planeswalkers. Though, if I dredge, I can't draw Lava Spur Boots, obviously, but I do get to Wasteland them some more. Look at that, there's 2 Wastelands in my graveyard. Remember when I said maybe I can Wasteland them twice? Okay, so if I play Wasteland and Thespian Stage here, the Stage is in play. I can waste them, and I'm still threatening either Merit Lage or Constructs, either one. Like, if they don't buy back Swords to Plowshares, I could go Merit Lage. Or I can make Construct, End Step, Tutor. All right, yeah, they're just dead. Both plans were good against whatever answers they were showing. And I love that my 1-up Elvish Reclaimer out of the sideboard ate a Swords to Plowshares as the last card in their hand. That was sweet. They have so many activated abilities. Like, I struggled over my 5th Pithing Needle, but should I have 6? I think really just having Exploration and Loam going was the key. Look at that. The core engine the deck is built around came together and turned out to be good. What a surprise. They are using their graveyard quite a bit, and Endurance is another body that challenges Planeswalkers. That's something I could be interested in, conceivably. But again, what's the cut? Do I need 4 Disruptor Flutes? Like, is the first Endurance better than the 4th Flute? Maybe. All right, I'm going to try it. I don't actually know the answers to these questions. I'm just doing stuff. This hand desperately needs Yavimaya, but I do have multiple routes to it, but I'm not accelerating at all or really doing anything. All right, I'm going to mulligan this. Here we have Exploration and the Clutch Boseiju, 2 Crop Rots. All right, I will keep this. There's no engine here. Like, I do really need a Loam or a Saga to start gaming, but Crop Rot could be Saga. Bobble. They kept 7 this time. I barely beat their 5. Unlucky. Bobble Plains. Basic Plains for you. I have to remember that my Exploration could be put in a P-hole, but let's make them have it. My last hand needed Yavimaya badly, and now I have 2 of them. That's too many. I guess that makes it kind of free to rotate 1 away. And it's never free, but you know what I mean. A P-hole. What a surprise. Emery. All right, Emery resolves. I think I'm going to crop rotate for Caracas in the end step. Rotate. Cool, that resolved immediately. So if that resolved that quickly, do I want Urza Saga instead? I don't think so. Let's try to make this game shitty for them. Collapsing their engine was as good as having my own last game. Multiple Boseijus now. Surgical Extraction, P-hole, Swords to Plowshares, Tameo milled off that. Emery last turn, by the way, for those keeping score. Huh, well, I don't want to rotate into a... Fuck, I blinked. This Saga, I could have wasted it, and then they would have had to spend their pedal. Well, I don't want to rotate into a Saga when Teferi could just bounce it. Teferi is just drawing a card. Right, now it basically doesn't matter when I rotate, or when I Saga, or when I Wasteland. Ooh. Do I want to try to present it right now? Like, Merit Lage could just win this game. We've seen a bunch of flying, a bunch of removal. Yeah, I don't think I want to go that route. I think I want to rotate away my Dark Depths. I'm just really far away from using that. And if I could get Urza Saga going, that's nice. Urza Saga, that's a plan. Waste yours. Yeah, just not plussing Teferi, just minusing on nothing, kind of tells me that they don't have anything going on, or they're looking for action somewhere. This Teferi is really good against the best card in my deck. One of their 3 cards is Emery. I hope none of their 3 cards are Kappa. Oh, come on. I said it out loud. I gotta stop saying words. That's the problem. Words are my issue in life. Rumble. All right. I am ready to rumble. Thespian Stage, Dark Depths. Loam hit the bin. We love it. Take the stage. Pass. I have to outmuscle this Kappa. I can Boseiju it in the near future, but not right now. They played Emery. Unless Lava Spur Boots is in their hand, it doesn't matter that my Caracas is tapped right now. Bobbled me. They've not played an artifact, right? So I actually do get to block this thing? That's weird. I will take the opportunity that's presented to me to not take a giant hit from Kappa Cannoneer. Is it a Dredge Loam turn? I think it is. Do I get another Construct or do I need mana? I think I need to... Can I Boseiju? No, because it costs 6. I don't have any legends. Wait, I can get Mox and do it. Okay. Float green. Wait, no, because that would cost me a Boseiju from my hand. And yeah, I have to play Boseiju and also discard Boseiju. So that line doesn't work. All right, I have to set up for multiple turns out. I could Needle Teferi right now. All right, I'm going to name Teferi. He's back where he needs to be. Teferi Time Raveler. Shut it down. Life from the Loam. Maze, Saga, Wasteland. I think I've counted correctly here. Okay. Wasteland, Boseiju the P-hole, Saga for turn, bounce Emery, attack Teferi. Kind of a stumble and a bumble, but we're getting there. It felt like a good turn. All right, cool. They're using Plow to protect Teferi. That doesn't work anyway. And next turn, I can clear the Kappa with Boseiju, Emery, and 2 unknowns in the hand. A second P-hole. This is cheating. Okay, they took Needle. That, I think, is fine. I'm more interested in Exploration at this point. Deleted their Teferi to kill Saga. Deal. Another Teferi. All right, that makes sense. That should probably bounce Exploration. Just make me spend the mana on anything other than Ward. Or they could plus it, because they know I have a Saga in my hand. That might make more sense. But they know I have Maze of Ith too, so what's the plan? Oh, wow. We're going off. They decided they are actually more worried about the Exploration. Okay, what do I want to name here? Emery's under control. I don't want to name Saga. I guess I'll just keep naming Teferi. Teferi Time Raveler is named again. That was a weird move. Okay, this is an extra damage. And they did take Exploration this time. Smart. Emery's in. Hit for 8. I will Dredge Loam. Dumped Otawara and Wasteland. Okay, so I do have another Boseiju here for this P-hole. How do I set myself up best for next turn? I think I bounce Emery, kill Portable Hole, get back Exploration, take another hit from Kappa, and have Thespian State or Maze of Ith online the following turn. Okay. Boseiju, target Portable Hole. Or I need a loam first for this to work, right? Or no, I get 2 land drops. Yeah, okay. I want to loam back the Boseijus. Right, destroy Portable Hole. You get another land. They decline to use it. Fascinating. Right, first land, second land. Waste your Saga. Bounce your Emery. And cast Loam targeting Boseiju, and Wasteland. Okay, they need to play 6 artifacts this turn to kill me, and then I am stable. We're almost there, team. We're so close. That naming Maze of Ith is pretty good. But I have Maze and Boseiju. They both do the job here. If they don't name Boseiju, I'll just kill their Pithing Needle. All right, they name Maze of Ith. Deal. Emery. Cap is in for 9. I will Dredge Loam, yeah. Saga ticks up. Play Wasteland. It costs me 6 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have to play one of the Boseijus for this to work. All right. Pay the ward. Yes. Bounce Emery. And now the clock, it becomes a win con. I have Urza's Saga in play. I can make a construct. I have not milled over my boots yet with all my dredging. Oh no, they're spending a lot of mana on something. What is this shit? Don't have a cool card. Oh, it's another Kappa. Oh no. All right. They're at 19. That's a lot. All right. I don't think I can afford to make a construct this turn. I'm going to get Lava Spur Boots for later. I'm going to cast Life from the Loam, targeting Boseiju, Saga, Wasteland. I have not counted if this works. It doesn't matter. I just have to play cards and do it quickly. Boseiju. I am exactly there. We did it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Bounce Emery. F6. They've played Emery so many times that there's only 18 cards left in their deck, too. Okay, it's my turn. We can start bashing. I am not going to Dredge Loam. I don't know why. All right, Wasteland, Wasteland. I drew a Loam anyway. Just look like a fucking genius right now. Make a construct. Okay, they have Swords to Plowshares for that. That is fine. I'm going to play out Grafdigger's Cage. It makes my next construct bigger and also turns off, means I don't even need to bounce Emery. Okay, the writing's on the wall. What a battle. That was sweet. And we came out on top with just a few minutes left on the shared clock. On to the final round. We're a few rounds into the video. If you're still here and having fun, remember to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to play what I'm playing, use code BOSH for 5% off your order at toamagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in the final round, positive record on the line. This hand is not keepable. It just doesn't really do anything. I'm going to mulligan. This one at least rumbles, I guess. I think I'm going to keep this in bottom Otawara. I have crop rotation if they are a oops all spells send combo type thing. Reanimator. Like I can get the Bajuka Bog. City of Traders. They're probably not doing that. Oh my god, Chalice on 1. Well, that's not good for me. Do I rotate for Saga in response? Does it matter? I guess it resolves. I'm going to go for cheese mode. If I can cut them off 2 mana, I will. This Malevolent Rumble is going to have to do a lot of work. I have Boseiju in my deck. I could also just hit land drops and win. Like, the Chalice is pretty effective against what I'm doing. Aha! Not anymore. Big Rumbles. I'll take the card that does not cost 1. How about that? That's being staged to my hand. And pass. I sure wish I knew. Like, we just came back from the update that added Final Fantasy to Magic Online when I'm recording this. Like, literally, we came back from downtime and I recorded this. I don't know if the rules are in place yet or not. If they Blood Moon Wires the Saga, what's going to happen? Okay. Boomby Zooms gets 2. I have played spells this game. Maze of Ith both locks out the Bombardiers, and with Spawn I can still make a construct. Obviously they can still fling, but at least I'm not bleeding out steadily. I also could have made a construct and double blocked, but the constructs are 1/1s right now. Not a very good deal. Oh, we're this. That's exciting. All right. A twist. It's the initiative time. Time to initiate. I do have 1 basic land I can search for if I get the initiative. 3/4 Vigilance is pretty big, though. Oh, they're the 3-color build. White mana revealed. Just every initiative idiot. Make a construct. They could fling Chalice of the Void at this construct, which is actually fine with me because it unlocks a bunch of cards in my hand. All right, they gave up that bubble. Or does this prevent all damage? Prevent all combat damage. Okay, how sick would it be if Maze of Ith just fully turns off Bombardiers? Oh no, I drew the fucking boots! I needed those. That sucks ass. I drew the card, and I'm not even in a position to cast it. Okay, I guess it's just Mox Diamond then? Discard Dark Depths, play Thespian's Age. Oh no. Well, that's a disaster. I really, really, really wanted this card right now. Damn it. Okay. I've made my land drop already, so casting Once Upon a Time doesn't matter. What a beat. The reverse 1-outer. Okay, now they can forge onto their menace creature. I still have a good double block on that, though. Oh no. I don't think either of these are the types that get buffed by Seasoned Dungeoneer. They do go into the trap, though. Yeah, Cleric, Rogue, Warrior, Wizard. Oh no, this is a Warrior. Crap. Some of them work, some don't. This one does. And now they have a 3rd object to throw. Yeah, I've lost this game. Initiative was one of the decks that pushed lands out of the metagame back when this was a thing. That was normal to see. It is just tough to be out here with this deck. Lauren, the submitter of this deck, actually once sent me Painter Servant lands, a hybrid, for the initiative metagame. They just needed to introduce another combo to the deck because of how rancid this matchup was specifically. Okay, they did throw the Seasoned Dungeoneer. I'm gonna Once Upon a Time, just in case I find some miracle card I forgot exists. I can make a 20/20, but I cannot give it haste because of Chalice of the Void and because I randomly drew stupid Lava Spore Boots. I can Boseiju this Chalice. That unlocks Boots and Crop Rot. I don't think that matters. Yeah, I'm dead. It's too far gone at this point. All right. We have to beat the initiative. I think Elvish Reclaimer and Endurance, just anything that is a body, anything that is a removal spell. Twin Shot Sniper for Magus of the Moon, or I might just cast it off of Mox Diamond. Who knows? We're playing Otawara. Hitting Needle, no thanks. Grafdigger's Cage, no thanks. Force of Vigor could hit Blood Moons or Chalice of the Voids. I don't know how important that actually is. Like, it did matter that game, but only because I drew my 1 card out of 46 I didn't want to draw at the moment I needed to not draw it. I think the Disruptor Flutes go, and some of these Once Upon a Times. Or I don't need Bajuka Bog, that one's a freebie. What do I name with Flute? They just have 4 different things that cost 4 mana that I need to predict correctly. I don't think that's how we do it. Tabernacle is never going to affect this deck. I'm going to switch that for Ancient Tomb. Just give myself a chance to make Merit Lage faster. I think that's what I need to be doing. Okay, tough matchup for the final positive record decider. Let's rally a 2-0 off from here. On the play, I have a quick Urza Saga. Like, I could go Diamond Saga, loan back to stage. All right. Like, I just don't... I don't know what I'm supposed to do specifically in this matchup, so I am going to play the card that makes creatures in my deck. And I even have a removal spell. Mox, Stage, Saga, Loam. I have Force Green card and Dismember left over after all this, after the dust settles. This is actually a spot where the soon to be implemented and maybe implemented right now rules change would matter a lot. Like if they Blood Moon here and I can just force a Vigorate and untap and keep Saga going, that's very different than if this is Stone Rain and Magus of the Moon. I could untap, dismember it. It slows me down a turn, but it's not game. A basic Plains that doesn't tap for 2. Chalice on 1. Okay, sweet. That was pretty good last game for them, but now we're in a spot where I can both answer it and it doesn't matter. I think I am going to Dredge Loam because the one in my hand's currently not doing much, and like I need lands in my graveyard for that to function. It is a secondary green card for Force of Vigor. I'll probably need to buy back this Urza Saga to keep the game moving. But I also just really want a land drop naturally, and I won't have time to make it if I won't have time to cast Loam to make that land drop. So maybe I will take a natural draw here. I drew Forest. We did it. I'm going to play Stage just in case they're on some sort of slow prison draw where copying the stage makes sense. Stage also drawing or having that lets me get Expedition map that could set up Dark Depths down the road. I don't think that sounds right though. Yeah, it depends entirely on how aggressive they come for me here. I would rather have Constructs Forever. Mountain, Lotus Petal. 2 targets for Force of Vigor. It has split second. Undermountain Adventurer is on the stack with an Elvish Spirit Guide's help. Okay. That's here. That means I do not have time to copy Stage. I'm going to make a construct, then make another construct, and then dismember their creature. Construct. I did just draw a land to facilitate Mox Diamond as a grab here. I don't have the mana to dismember their creature and equip Lava Spur Boots. Yeah, I think I will get Diamond and discard, unfortunately, the basic Forest. Will they block? I don't care. I'm killing this. I have the option. Yeah, again, reverse one-outered. I've already drawn the 1 basic land I play, so no tutor. But my position is as good as I could hope for. If they have some shit like Meltdown, I'm cooked. But if they're just going to play creatures with power and toughness, I like my spot for that. Okay, there's a Seasoned Dungeoneer. They get to Forge. Another creature's bigger. So they're the biggest creature, but we could just ram back and forth. I don't think I'm going to need this Force of Vigor this game. So I could just cast the Loam from my hand, try to take a natural draw. I think if I dredge Loam, yeah, the cards I'd want to draw cost 1 for the most part, so I will dredge the Loam. Ooh, Sajiri Step. Yes, please. That rules, actually. Okay. Urza Saga, Dark Depths, Sajiri Step is a pretty nice sequence here. Is it better than Dark Depths? I could just make a 2020 all over their face, and they would have to have Solitude to deal with it. Okay, I am making the 2020. It's happening. And I can't block, so I will attack. Put you to 12. Forge onto my construct. Okay, passing the turn. Hoping for the best. Hope they can't deal with the 2020. Okay, this happens. Undermountain Adventurer revealed. I can't imagine they really have time for that. Oh, Touch the Spirit Realm is a card that obliterates my Dark Depths and my chance at winning this game. If they Solitude it, it will cost them every card in their hand that's not basic Forest, and I gain 20 life, and then we're just racing versus my Urza Saga. Okay. They're in the trap, unless they want to goad my construct. Okay, I'm at 5. Another Seasoned Dungeoneer. This draws them a card, but it does not stop Merit Lage. Ancient Tomb, basic Forest, 1 unknown in the hand. All right, end step, here we go. There's only 1 play to make. And I did not do it wrong. Okay, we did it. 2020 Merit Lage, finally showing up. I think I did it in run 1, and it has not come close to happening since then. But here we are. This still feels like the right configuration. And games basically have to look like that. They have to take a slow start into my perfect sequence. Yeah, this is still my plan. Let's get it. This is a quick Merit Lage, unless I get chaliced again. I'm going for it. Don't chalice me. Oh no. Ancient 2 mana. Alright, well, I'll have to Beseiju my way out of this now. Maze of Ith. That is a card I'd like eventually in life. Mox Diamond, discarding Maze of Ith, play Thespian Stage, and I'll go for an end-step Beseiju, Exploration, Loam, play some lands, try to get a 20/20 in the face of whatever it is they're doing. Okay, this is on the slower side, but I'm also ramping them. Beseiju this jerk. If I just had Dark Depths in hand, I might have Beseju'd Fable and let the Chalice run away, but that is not what's going on here. Okay, I have to Loam first if I want to guarantee the ability to do everything I want to do this turn. Because I only have one green source right now. Play Beseiju, play Exploration. I could Ghost Quarter this Ancient Tomb, but I don't think that's the play. I think it's Maze of Ith. Again, this is why the deck plays 4 Yavimaya. Just without Yavimaya, my mana is actually pretty heinous. But I am making Merit Lage next turn. They discarded Once Upon a Time in Cavern of Souls. We haven't seen a Blood Moon yet, but it would be weird if they didn't have any. Not that I'm rooting for them to have Blood Moon. I mean, Maze of Ith helps here. Minskaboo pretty scary, but I have game. I don't really want them to draw 4 cards next turn, but I can't stop it. Post-Combat City of Traders, Elvish Spirit Guide. Oh, there's more stuff happening. Caves of Chaos Adventure. They spent 8 mana this turn. It's turn 3. That was sweet. By sweet, I mean bullshit. But I am not without the ability to fight. I think I'm just going to draw. All right, Yavimaya, we did it. Yavimaya, Ghost Quarter. Can I afford to rumble here? I guess I should have rumbled before I played Ghost Quarter if I was going to. But so we've got, if I spend 2 mana, I can rumble. These creatures both trample. This one doesn't, so I can absorb some damage. Then it's a green to Crop Rotate, which replaces itself. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, I actually have an extra mana. Life is good. All right, Malevolent Rumble versus Saga. Yeah, I would have rather had that and played the Ghost Quarter, but the game's not going to go that long. It does not matter. All right, passing the turn. Just hoping that A, they don't find 18 damage this turn, and B, I get my Merit Lage through, because I have the Crop Rot. We're here. We're doing it. If their hand is a Goose Egg, I'm winning. Okay, so make a treasure. They flipped Once Upon a Time. That was a brick. I'm going to block the creature that doesn't trample. I'm going to Maze of Ith, the 5 power creature. I take 4. They still have a Boo activation. And I don't need to reveal the Crop Rotation. I have enough mana to do this without the spawn. All right, so I'm at 10, and they can draw 4 cards. And then we'll see what's left over. If what they have is a Blood Moon, I can make Merit Lage over top of it. I just need to fade like Solitude or Swords to Plowshares, that kind of stuff. A Flying Blocker. I don't know what they have that flies. Does that Adventurer thing have reach? I know it has Vigilance. I don't know. Whatever. I have one thing I can do. We will see if it's good enough. Here's the 4 damage and the draw 4. They have 7 cards in hand. A bunch of mana. They play another Initiative Donkey. The trap puts me to 5, but does not. That doesn't kill me. I still got another 5. Okay, they played a Plains. They had a treasure, though, so white mana was already available. All right, this does not have reach. This does put them into the archive, which draws another card. If they can somehow generate another 4 mana, having already used their land drop. Okay. Okay. You're saying there's a chance. I'm going to rotate this Ghost Quarter, or it doesn't matter. As long as I don't rotate Yavimaya or Stage, it doesn't matter. All right, rotate Ghost Quarter into Dark Depths and make a 20/20. Do they have Solitude? It's my turn. Oh, yeah, we did it! Merit Lage so big. Okay, positive record at the end of that. As always, lands is a brain-melting experience. The fiddly non-blue decks are the hardest decks to play optimally in Legacy. That's like Death and Taxes, that's lands. Painter, I think, is a little easier than these than the 2 decks I mentioned, but it's up there as well. I have a bunch of permanents. They all have a bunch of abilities. I make a bunch of decisions every round. There's no Brainstorm or Ponder coming to save me. All my cards have to do all the work the first time around. These decks are tough. It's not a pick up and play. You got to do your homework. But having just picked up and played it, we did get to showcase most of the things the deck does. I didn't really waste lock anybody, but I did make Merit Lage a couple times. I did grind people out with Urza's Saga. We had some Loam exploration games. We had some Malevolent Rumble, binning the Loam action. I think every tech land was used. Like, technically I ghost quartered someone. I didn't get anyone into the kill all your basic lands lock, but I did use ghost quarter just as like a bad wasteland versus that affinity player. But yeah, Bog, Beseju, Dark Depths, Ghost Quarter, Maze, Ottawar, Sajiri Steppe, Tabernacle, Stage, Saga, Wasteland, and Yavimaya all had moments where they mattered. Feels like a good showcase. And of course, like I said, I'm not the person iterating on lands for the metagame. I know in the past it has played cards like Sphere of Resistance instead of Disruptor Flute. If you want to know why these things are happening, you can either reverse engineer it versus the metagame, or just try to talk to someone who knows, like Sprouts or Lauren. But I have been putting Disruptor Flute in basically all my decks lately, so it makes sense that a non-blue deck would play 4. I'm playing them in my blue decks too. Lands are always fun. My brain is a puddle of mush. I'm going to sign this one off. Lauren, thank you for sharing it to the channel. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the Patreon, and I'll see you next time.